Elena Petrova, you're the CEO and founder of Elenas Models. Thank you so much for the opportunity to interview. It's our first time interviewing, so I'd love to find out I'd love to ask you about your founding story. How did you start Elenas Models and when did you start it?
Hi, Mark. It's very nice to be here. And yes, about founding story. That was a long time ago, 1999. And I was married in South Africa with nothing to do. And I decided to just learn some things on the internet. It was some new news for me at that time. And discovered some stories about Russian women. Since I was a Russian woman who just got married, started reading, and it was some very strange ideas. So I started a website sharing my own views as a Russian woman who married a foreigner. And the website started to become popular because there were not too many websites around, and probably it was the first blog type of thing that I was writing, and with nothing to do, had nothing better to do than writing and sharing what I had to say. And then I started writing for the ladies in Russian, doing the same thing, and wrote a book in Russian, How to Marry a Foreigner, published it online.
Is
Russian
it in English as
Cosmopolitan
well?
picked it up. No, I did not translate it to English because it was like particularly aimed for the Russian women who would like to probably marry a foreigner.
Yeah.
And Russian Cosmopolitan picked it up and included it in their kind of review of their internet websites. And after that, it just exploded. I had so many requests from women and so on. And that all happened like within months, all the things. And this is how Elenas Models started. I decided, well, I have so much interest from both sides. I have the men who are interested in Russian women. I have the Russian women who are interested in men. So it was kind of like a logical step to create a service that would connect them together.
And so it's an agency model. Could you tell us more about how Elena's Models works?
Today Elena's Models works very similar like any probably large dating site, similar to eHarmony or Elite Singles. Like you register the profile, uploading your photos, uploading some texts in your own words or some standard answers to the questions.
Yeah.
And then you send requests to people and they answer or not. And you start chatting first through the website, and then maybe if you like each other, you share contact details, start contacting through Skype, like you and I are talking now, or sharing your mobile phone numbers, starting texting, and talking through other apps like Viber or WhatsApp and so on. So basically, that's very similar how local dating works because it's basically the same connections.
And so I'm wondering if we tend to put this in the PID category, premium international dating, but you have a spin, I think, on the typical PID service. Do you use an agency or is there an intermediary or not?
No, we absolutely don't use any agencies. In the
Gotcha.
beginning, when we started, we did had contacts with agencies who wanted to be part of us, but we cut it off many, many years ago. So it's absolutely directly the men find us, and women also find us directly because, as I said, we managed to get quite a good presence through all these tips and advice websites. And since we started the blog in 2014, there is a blog in English and Russian with tips for men and women. It's hugely, hugely popular in Russia. For women, and in the last months, I think we had over 130,000 readers in a month just for the blog. It does not include the dating site itself.
Right.
So it's quite a huge traffic.
What do you charge typically for a man interested in dating a Russian lady? What are the...
There are a few levels of membership. So there is basic level of membership for 3 months. It's $129, where he can connect with up to 50 ladies and talk to them as much as he wants to, share his contact details and so on, and do whatever he wants, basically, from that point on.
And how would you define success? It's always an interesting question to ask dating sites. How do you know if you've been successful? And what is success? from
Well,
the
our
relationship point
yes,
of view?
yes. Our industry is very special in this regard because success for a local dating, maybe just we went to dinner and we liked each other and we hanged out a few times more, that success. So our success is much longer in the works. So people liked each other. They talked on Skype a few times. They start conversing and so on, and developing a relationship. And only then, probably, well, the soonest probably 2-3 weeks that they meet if they live not that far each other. Like for example, some our members can drive from Europe to Ukraine or to Belarus and just meet their girlfriends there, like drive for 5-6 hours, not that far. And others, like from America, they have to plan it better because it's like few hours flight. But guys from Australia flying to Ukraine, it might be 30 hours flight. So with a few transfers in between. So it's a little bit more logistics connected. But I guess if you are like in the United States and you're dating someone in another state, out of state, there is also some logistics, and lots of people are doing that. So basically, it's slightly more complicated, but you can say it's like interstate dating. Very similar.
Gotcha. I remember talking to the CEO of Meetic some years ago, and he said that the ideal distance is about 22 miles. So it's a little bit further in this case, but that's the nature of really PID. But I kind of put you at the edge of PID because you don't seem to be a premium because you've got the monthly subscription. Normally in this space, it seems that there's quite a fee for the translation, and there's a lot of ongoing fees. But in your case, you've got a site that charges a flat monthly fee. How does it work for translations, though, when the women do need some assistance?
We're in 2017. There is no need for translations. We have Google Translate. We have like multiple languages and so on. You can even... You won't believe it. The guys tell us stories that they drive taxis like in Ukraine. And the guy, for example, the taxi driver does not speak any English. So he switches on the translation app and they can communicate. So it's not that hard anymore, and especially in writing. We have on the website installed the translation, multi-language translator. So basically there is no need for translation. And also, it's highly exaggerated how well or how badly Russian Ukrainian women know English. They all learn English at schools for 6 years minimum, and they have to pass exam at the end. And then most of them go to university and they study English for further 3 years, and they have to pass exam at the end again. So they can actually read and write in English, maybe not perfectly. It's a little bit harder for them to talk, to pick the words and so on. But normally when ladies move to a new country, within 6 months, they start like communicating without problems.
Yeah.
Even if they their language knowledge was quite low at the time. And our couples never ever had told us we really liked each other, but there was this language problem. No, what they say, we could not, there was that language problem, but we really liked each other, so it was not a problem.
Got you. So how would you say the PID space is trending overall? Are you seeing an upward trend in business? How are things changing over the last 2 to 3 last years?
I can't talk for other websites because I don't know how they operate, what are their things happening for them. For us, it works very well. We have now doubled the amount of women that we were listing around 3 years ago. I think I told you before that we did a huge system upgrade in 2014. On the Elenas Models, when we even switched the PHP to ASP.NET, so it was giant update. And we obviously probably didn't plan it as good as we thought we did, so we actually took a hit with our membership going backward. So we now caught up, and we even have twice as many women monthly joining the website as it was 3 years ago.
Great.
And the trend is still going up. Yeah. So at first it wasn't that great, but now it's better and better.
Gotcha. It is funny that people have a preference for such short distances. I think when there's a real inherent want for a long-term relationship, people will travel a lot further than 22 miles. But do you see there's a particular geographic that you focus on more? Is it mainly Americans or mainly Europeans that are attracted to this?
We are not particularly focusing on any region, and basically historically we had many more Americans, and now the Europeans actually come into the market more because probably of the European Union they're not rejecting the language thing that they're speaking English anymore as much as they used to probably, because our website is only available in English. We have not translated it to all the languages, so basically Europeans now kind of see it more. Probably the whole international thing is much closer in Europe, so they see it more acceptable with all the movement of the people that we have lately, globalization and everything.
So can you tell me what are your plans for 2017? By the end of the year, where will Elena's Models be? What will have changed?
Well, we are launching in just a few weeks. We are launching the personal matchmaking service, which we used to have, but then we cut it off because it wasn't organized as properly, and it was like really consuming a lot of effort. So we are relaunching it with better structure, we hope, and because there is a demand for like more assistance from our users, because we are like offer as just basically just connecting them like any dating site and leaving them there. So there will be a little bit more assistance for people that used to use the service before. We had like really busy people, so and always were waiting lists for the service because we only could take so many clients. So we are launching that hopefully within like 6 weeks, and we're also doing a new dating app that is not concentrated on Eastern European sector. It is concentrated on over 40s, because a lot of our market is over 40s, and we just see that it will be a natural expansion for us to like in more global market in this area, because we understand the needs of the people of this age, and we have basically the highest demand for our services is for ladies over 30, probably even 35, because in Russia and Ukraine in the dating market they feel like they're non-existent. They're not considered as females anymore or something. And they're pretty young. They feel good. They feel that they want something more, but they're not viewed even as a dating material. So that one area just suggested to us that this could be a possible market for us.
Great. Elena Petrova, you're the CEO and founder of Elena's Models. You're bringing the world together and one of the true innovators in the space. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me, and I would be happy to come back and talk to you more.
Great. I'll take you up on that.